1, 2, 3, 4.
Sup myself fam, Leslie here. Now, a while back on my Facebook, I asked my friends if they had any questions that they would like to ask me. And I'm only getting around to doing this now because I actually have time. So one of the questions that was asked that I thought would be quite interesting to answer is, how do you survive in Korea, basically, like in terms of the language spoken? Because I'm English, I come from the UK, I speak English, and obviously Korean is not my first language. Well, it's a language that I'm currently learning, so how do I go by it on my day-to-day life? So as of now, I've been living here for 6 months, and in January I started retaking Korean classes, which I feel has helped in terms of improving my confidence in speaking in Korean. In the past couple of days, in fact, I've partaken in some very scary conversations over the phone where my brain just goes and all my Korean I know just goes out of my head and I can't think of anything to say. But I somehow managed to understand and get the message of what I'm trying to say across in an albeit rudimental manner. But for sure, living here, my understanding and my listening skills have improved. So if someone talks to me in Korean, I can understand it pretty well. Even if I may not necessarily be able to answer or respond back, at least I know what they're saying. But in the terms of actually communicating with people in Korean, like when I go to the shops, I mean, when you see me, a black woman, the first instinct that someone is going to have is that this person does not understand Korean. I mean, when I go into the Pyeongijjeom, the convenience stores, they see me and they freeze because they think, crap, I'm going to have to speak English to this person, but I don't know how to speak English. So when someone sees you, they do freeze, and I feel kind of bad because it's like, well, it's okay, you can try to speak to me in Korean, and to be honest, the kind of responses that you do on a day-to-day basis when working in these kind of shops, that kind of Korean is going to be the kind of Korean that I'm going to understand anyway, because that's just box standard repetitive stuff that I've been hearing over and over for the past, not only for the past 6 months, but actually the several times that I've been coming back and forth to this country anyway. Okay, so here's a situation that happens when you're a foreigner and you do shopping in Korea, or do whatever, like basic standard day-to-day, go into the shops, try and buy something in Korea. One or three things will happen. The first thing will happen is that they will just continue and just carry on their day. So you ask for like a mango lingo, and I haven't been drinking this, by the way, this is my roommate's. You go there and then they go, it's this much, and then you respond back in Korean, and then you just go about on your day. That is it. The second thing that could happen is that they try to speak to you in English. You could either do one or two things in that situation. You can either respond back in English if their English is really good, or, I mean, like, just to give them encouragement, say, thank you for trying to pander to my own language. Or you could try to help them out by responding back in Korean to say, well, actually, you can speak to me in Korean. There's no need to struggle so hard to try. Because obviously they don't know. They see you, they just think you're a random foreigner, and it's like, oh my goodness, they may not necessarily understand my language. And stemming on from that, they can either respond back in Korean, it's like, okay, so you speak in Korean, that's fine. Or, I've had in several instances in the past, they will still respond back to you in English because their mind is so focused on the fact that you are a foreigner and you cannot speak Korean, even though you've just proved to them that you can speak Korean, that they're so wrapped up in the fact that they have to speak English to you that they will ignore the fact that you've actually spoken Korean back to them and will continue to speak English. Bless, there's not much you can do about that. The third option would be, and this happens quite a lot, like every so often, it's like, you speak Korean very well. I do not. But they just say that to make you feel better, and actually it is kind of encouraging for a native speaker to be like, you speak Korean very well. So I tend to do that back to Koreans who try to speak to me in English, especially with like the people who I work with. And like, my responsibility here is to test people with their English skills and see how well they can do conversation wise, and if they're able to work in Europe. And if the more encouragement that person gets, the better that they feel and the more that they will want to learn. I feel like that kind of positive reinforcement works because it works for myself when I'm studying Korean and people tell me that my Korean is very good. So that makes you feel a little bit better, actually. I mean, it gives you the encouragement to know that you are making progress in the language. So yeah, I think, I mean, if you come over and you're coming over for holiday, or you're coming over for like a year, or you're coming over to try and, to move here, there will be some barriers in terms, especially if you don't look Asian. There will be the kind of fear barrier of communicating to you. Like, there's going to be that split second of, do I speak to that person in English or do I speak to that person in Korean when you try to communicate with someone? So the general message of this video is that actually, I'm surviving. I'm surviving because I'm learning the language, and I haven't made a point to learn the language because I want to be able to integrate myself better, or integrate myself in the best way possible that a black person can do in a majority Korean country. If you do come for a short while, do try and learn as much as you can. At the very basics, like hello, goodbye, how much is this, where is this, directions, numbers, things like that. Things that you can learn in like a short amount of time. Hangul itself, like the actual script, is so easy to learn that you can actually start reading and like being able to read out what words say in the space of well, I did it in 4 days, and that was because I was taking breaks in between. You could probably concentrate and do it in like a couple of days if you wanted to. So at least you'll be able to like read station signs and things like that. So like if you read out Hongdae Ibgo, I said, okay, so this is Hongdae, I'm going to go to Hongdae. Okay, this makes sense because the sound is familiar to what I'm used to. So stuff like that. Just try your best. Basically, do what you can. They're thankful for any kind of Korean that you want to learn and try out, and they will probably tell you that your Korean's great even though it really isn't. But they're not going to call you out. They're not going to go around, oh no, your Korean's rubbish, are they? So yeah, so that's my experience of language here in Korea, and the difference between using English and using Korean. It's probably a bit of a rambly video because I didn't actually plan on doing this, but I thought it'd be something cool to address. But if you guys have any questions similar in terms of my life in Korea at the moment, please put comments in the comment section below just to ask questions, and I will either answer on YouTube or in my blog. And I promise to update my blog more because I haven't done so in a long while. But this month has been ridiculous in terms of the things that I have done and the things that I'm going to do. And I have a lot of content to upload still, so look forward to that. Please subscribe, click the notification button as well when you subscribe so you get notified whenever a video goes up, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Bye, Soul Fam.